Have you ever wondered why so many people in Japan live well into their 90s, even past 100, still walking, smiling, cooking, and laughing every single day? What is it that they're doing differently from the rest of the world? We often assume it's genetics, but science says otherwise. The real secret isn't found in a pill, a supplement, or an expensive treatment. It's found in a habit so small, so ordinary, that most people completely overlook it. When you look closely, you'll notice something subtle but powerful about Japanese culture. They have a way of living that turns ordinary actions into forms of self-care. Every movement, every bite, every pause has purpose. From how they sit to how they breathe, everything seems deliberate yet effortless. They live life as if it were an art form, a slow, graceful dance that keeps their body young and their mind peaceful. Modern research supports this. Scientists studying longevity in Japan found that it's not just what people eat, it's how they move, how they think. There's a rhythm to their lives, a natural harmony between body and mind. They walk often, but not hurriedly. They eat meals in smaller portions, but more mindfully. They stay socially connected, not through technology, but through community. And all these tiny patterns form one greater habit, a habit of mindful living that protects them from the wear and tear of stress, inflammation, and disease. Think about it. In most parts of the world, people wake up and immediately start rushing. They check their phones before their feet even touch the floor. Their mornings begin with cortisol spikes, fast food, fast thoughts, and faster schedules. In Japan, mornings are different. There's stillness. There's ritual. Maybe it's the soft sound of tea being poured, the calm flow of Tai Chi, or the quiet walk to a local park. These simple acts tune the body's natural rhythm. They remind the nervous system that life doesn't have to be a race. It can be a rhythm. And here's the thing most people miss. Longevity isn't about doing more. It's about doing less, but doing it with presence. The Japanese don't chase youth, yet somehow they embody it. They don't try to fight aging, they flow with it. Their skin glows not because of creams, but because of calm. Their posture stays upright not from hours in the gym, but from daily, gentle movement. Their hearts remain strong not from pushing limits, but from never losing connection to joy and balance. That's the secret most of us overlook. We're taught to think youth is a formula, something to hack, buy, or chase. But in Japan, youth is a lifestyle. It's built through patience, rhythm, respect, and simplicity. The small daily choices, the way they breathe, stretch, eat, rest, and connect, create a kind of biological harmony that keeps every cell in tune. When you slow down and start noticing these details, you realize that this secret habit isn't hidden at all. It's right there in the quiet moments, in the mindful meals, in the slow mornings and peaceful nights. It's the practice of being instead of constantly doing. And that, more than any supplement or serum, is what keeps them young, not just in body, but in spirit. This is what I call the secret Japanese habit, a simple daily rhythm of mindful movement, balance, and purpose that keeps their body young and their spirit alive. It's not about pushing harder or doing more. It's about living in flow. The Japanese call it Hara Hachibo, eat until you are 80% full. But this principle doesn't just apply to food, it's a way of life. They don't overwork their bodies, their minds, or their hearts. They stop before exhaustion. They leave room for rest, for reflection, for gratitude. This concept of balance, of moderation, is woven into everything they do. You can see it in the way they design their homes, the way they prepare meals, even in the way they speak. There's a sense of calm precision. Never too much, never too little. When they cook, every ingredient has purpose. When they move, every gesture has meaning. That sense of restraint, of knowing when enough, is one of the greatest secrets to lasting youth. Western culture often teaches us to go all in, to push until burnout, to eat until full, to work until we collapse. We celebrate exhaustion as a badge of honor. But the Japanese understand something deeper. The body thrives not in excess, but in balance. When you stop before fullness, you allow the body to stay light, to digest smoothly, to maintain energy instead of depleting it. When you rest before burnout, your nervous system resets, your hormones rebalance, and your mood stabilizes. It's the art of leaving space for energy to renew itself, and that's the beauty of Hara Hachibu. It teaches restraint, mindfulness, and trust. It reminds the body that it doesn't need to overconsume to feel satisfied. It tells the mind that peace doesn't come from having more, it comes from appreciating what's already enough. The result is a body that ages slowly and a spirit that stays content. You see, when we live with balance, we age differently. Our digestion improves, inflammation decreases, and our sleep deepens. Even our skin reflects that harmony. The Japanese don't rush to cover signs of aging. They nurture themselves from within. That's why they don't just look younger. They feel younger. Because youth isn't about erasing time, It's about aligning with life's natural rhythm. So maybe the secret isn't in the diet or the DNA. Maybe it's in the decision to stop chasing more and instead mastering enough. That's the quiet wisdom behind their way of life and the hidden force that keeps them ageless in a world that's constantly rushing toward exhaustion. In the West, we've been taught to chase youth by force, to fight aging as if it were an enemy. We inject, replace, lift, and cut, believing that youth is something we can buy or build in a clinic. But in Japan, honor age. They see beauty in wrinkles, grace in slowness, and wisdom in time. They don't try to reverse age, they evolve with it. And because they don't fight against the natural flow of life, their bodies stay lighter, their energy calmer, and their spirits more alive. Walk through a Japanese park early in the morning, and you'll see something that tells you everything you need to know. Elderly men and women moving together in gentle synchrony, arms lifting slowly, breath steady, faces peaceful. They're not chasing calories or sculpting muscles. They're nurturing balance. That's Rajyo Taiso, a national morning exercise that millions of Japanese have done for generations. Just a few minutes of slow, rhythmic stretching each morning keeps their joints loose, their blood flowing, and their minds centered. Contrast that with how mornings look in much of the Western world, rushing out the door with coffee in one hand and stress in the other. We trade presents for productivity and still wonder why we feel drained before the day even begins. But the Japanese understand that the body needs rhythm, not rush. When you start your day in alignment, through calm movement, mindful breathing, and light nourishment, you tell your nervous system, I am safe, I am balanced. And that one message changes everything, your heart rate, your hormones, even how your skin glows. There's also something deeply cultural about how they approach simplicity. The Japanese practice wabi-sabi, the art of finding beauty in imperfection. A chipped cup, a weathered hand, a wrinkled face, all are signs of life lived fully. They see aging as proof of experience, not decline. This mindset alone has a powerful biological effect. When you accept time rather than fear it, your stress hormones lower. You sleep better, your immune system strengthens, and your cells regenerate more efficiently. Science now shows what the Japanese have lived for centuries. Peace of mind preserves the body. And perhaps that's why they smile more, even in old age. Their sense of worth doesn't depend on youth, it depends on harmony. Harmony with food, with movement, with community, and most importantly, with time itself. They understand that aging is not an attack, it's an invitation to slow down, to deepen, to live wiser. So while much of the world keeps trying to outsmart aging, the Japanese simply outbalance it. Their secret isn't resistance, it's rhythm. They don't run from the years, they walk with them gracefully, one mindful step at a time. Think about the Japanese morning ritual. Soft stretches, deep breaths, perhaps a walk to the market or tending to a small garden. These actions look so small, but they awaken the entire system. Gentle daily movement improves circulation, reduces inflammation, keeps the joints supple. It's not the intensity, it's the consistency, and that's the difference between activity that drains and movement that renews. The Japanese don't exercise to punish the body, they move to honor it. There's a quiet wisdom in the way they start their day. No rush, no loud alarms, no caffeine-fueled panic. Just movement that connects breath to motion, mind to body. Science now shows that even a few minutes of slow stretching or walking each morning improves blood flow to the brain, boosts metabolism, and releases endorphins, the body's natural mood lifters. This is why Japanese elders often look more alert and energized than people decades younger in the West. Their mornings are not mechanical, they are mindful. You see, it's not about how hard you move, but how often and how consciously you do it. The Japanese approach movement like meditation. Whether it's Tai Chi in the park, calligraphy at a wooden table, or simply sweeping their porch, they engage fully. Each act becomes a form of exercise for both body and mind. Even in tasks that seem mundane, like preparing tea or arranging flowers, there's a rhythm that promotes calmness, balance, and coordination. In Japan, many older adults still practice Rajyo Taiso, the gentle group exercise broadcast on national radio since the 1920s. It lasts only a few minutes, but it's done together. Neighbors, friends, co-workers. The movements are simple bending, twisting, stretching, breathing. It's not about breaking a sweat, it's about staying connected. Connection to movement, to breath, and to community. And that connection has measurable effects: lower blood pressure, stronger muscles, sharper minds, and better mood stability. Meanwhile, in the Western world, fitness is often seen as a chore or competition. People push themselves until they're exhausted or they give up because it feels too difficult. But the Japanese never lose that middle ground. They understand that movement is not a temporary phase, it's a lifelong companion. That's why they walk more, sit on the floor more, and rely less on machines. They've turned movement into a natural part of daily living, not a scheduled workout. That's the beauty of it. The secret isn't in fancy gyms or complex routines. It's in gentle, joyful consistency. The Japanese move every day, but never to exhaustion. They move to flow, not to fight. And because of that, their bodies stay flexible, their joints strong, and their spirits grounded. It's this daily rhythm, this quiet commitment to motion that keeps them young in ways medicine can't explain. Maybe the real secret isn't about exercising harder, but about relearning how to move with intention, to breathe deeply, to slow down, and to treat every motion, no matter how small, as a message of gratitude to the body. That's what the Japanese have mastered. And it's that mindful movement that keeps their youth alive, not just in their faces, but in their very way of being. And then there's Ikigai, the reason to get up in the morning. In places like Okinawa, where people live the longest, they wake up not because they have to, but because they want to. They have purpose. They cook for family, they share tea with neighbors, they plant flowers, they mend what's broken. Their lives are filled with small acts that make them feel needed, connected, and alive. That sense of meaning, that spark of belonging, does something remarkable. It protects the body from the inside out. Modern science confirms what ancient wisdom has always known: people who have a clear sense of purpose live longer, stay healthier, and recover faster from illness. It's not just psychological, it's physiological. When you wake up each day knowing why you exist, your body listens. Your brain releases hormones that reduce inflammation and strengthen immunity. Your heart beats steadier, your cells regenerate more efficiently. It's as if your entire system aligns itself with life's energy because it has something worth living for. The Japanese word Ikigai doesn't translate perfectly into English, but it means something like "or reason for being." It's the invisible thread that ties together passion, skill, contribution, and joy. It doesn't have to be grand or glamorous. For some, it's painting or gardening. For others, it's caring for grandchildren, cooking traditional meals, or even maintaining a local shrine. What matters is that it gives direction, a quiet, steady sense of meaning that guides each day. And here's the beauty of it: Ikigai isn't about productivity, it's about connection. In the West, many people wake up already tired because their days are filled with obligations, not inspiration. Their minds are busy, but their hearts are empty. The Japanese avoid this trap by filling their time with things that feed their spirit, not just their schedule. That's why even their elders stay active. They keep creating, giving, sharing. Their work may change, but their sense of purpose never retires. When you look at the oldest residents of Okinawa, the centenarians, you see this truth clearly. They're not waiting for life to happen. They're living it. They still meet friends to laugh, play music, or tend to the community garden. Their sense of belonging is medicine. Their joy is their youth. They've built a lifestyle where contribution keeps the heart young and gratitude keeps the soul light. That's what Ikigai teaches us. That purpose isn't something we chase. It's something we nurture daily. It's found in presence, in small actions, in moments that remind us we matter. The Japanese have mastered this delicate art of living with meaning, and that meaning, more than any diet or exercise, keeps them young. So maybe the question we should ask ourselves isn't, how can I live longer? But what makes me come alive? Because when you have an Ikigai, a reason to wake up each morning, the years don't weigh you down. They deepen you. They give you more to love, more to share, and more to live for. That's not just the secret to longevity, that's the secret to life itself. There's a beautiful Japanese saying, fall 7 times, stand up 8. That's not just resilience, it's renewal. It's how they approach every challenge in life. They don't rush to fix everything overnight. They understand that growth, recovery, and healing take time. And that patience, that quiet persistence, is one of the most powerful anti-aging forces there is. Because every time you get up after a fall, physically or emotionally, you send a message to your body: I am still alive and I'm still moving forward. This mindset is deeply woven into Japanese culture. From childhood, people are taught that mistakes aren't failures, they're lessons. When something breaks, they don't throw it away, they repair it. Think of kintsugi, the art of mending broken pottery with gold. The cracks aren't hidden, they're highlighted. The flaws become part of the beauty. That's how they view aging, too. The wrinkles, the scars, the slow steps all tell a story of survival and growth. It's a celebration, not a shame. When you carry that kind of attitude through life, your stress levels drop. You stop fighting time and start flowing with it. Stress, after all, is one of the biggest accelerators of aging. It raises inflammation, disrupts sleep, and weakens the immune system. The Japanese habit of acceptance, of finding calm even in imperfection, protects the body from those very effects. It keeps the heart rate steady, the breath smooth, and the mind at peace. There's another layer to this resilience, the community. In Japan, people rarely carry burdens alone. They have strong networks of family, neighbors, and lifelong friends who support one another. When life gets hard, they gather, share meals, talk, and help each other heal. That kind of emotional safety is medicine. Studies have shown that social connection strengthens the immune system, lowers blood pressure, and even extends lifespan. In the West, we often pride ourselves on independence. We think strength means standing alone. But in Japan, strength means staying connected. It means knowing that even when you fall, someone will reach out a hand. And that knowledge gives people courage to keep moving forward, no matter what comes their way. So when you combine that emotional resilience, that gentle acceptance, and that deep sense of belonging, you get something extraordinary, a life that bends but doesn't break. That's why Japanese elders carry such calm energy. They've learned that renewal isn't about starting over, it's about continuing with grace. Every fall, every wrinkle, every challenge becomes part of their wisdom. They don't fear change, they trust it. And in that trust, their bodies remain flexible, their spirits stay light, and their minds remain clear. That's the real secret, not avoiding the storms of life, but learning how to dance through them. Because when you rise again and again with peace in your heart, you don't just stay young, you become timeless. Western medicine has started catching up to this truth. Books like BlueZones have shown us that longevity isn't luck, it's lifestyle. The Japanese way of living, filled with balance, movement, and mindfulness, creates a harmony that medicine can't replicate. While the West often focuses on treating illness, Japan focuses on preventing it by nurturing the body and mind every single day. Their habits don't just add years to life, they add life to the years. In those blue zones, particularly Okinawa, elders don't see health as something separate from daily life. It's woven into everything they do. How they eat, how they move, how they think, and how they connect. They move naturally, not mechanically. They cook with intention, not convenience. Their food isn't about restriction or trends, it's about nourishment and simplicity. Lots of vegetables, fermented foods, small portions, and most importantly, gratitude before every meal. That simple act of pausing to appreciate food lowers stress hormones and activates better digestion. They also live by a principle called moai, a lifelong circle of friends who support each other emotionally, socially, and even financially. This connection reduces loneliness and gives people a reason to wake up smiling. Science now tells us that loneliness can be as harmful as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. The Japanese have unknowingly been guarding against that for centuries. Their social ties are strong, their laughter frequent, and their trust in one another deep. It's not just a cultural nicety, it's biological protection. Even the structure of their environment reflects health. Their towns encourage walking. Their homes often have low tables and floor seating that promote flexibility, and their traditions create daily opportunities for gentle motion. None of it is forced, it's simply life. That's why their bodies stay limber and their metabolism remains active, even into old age. Movement isn't a task, it's part of living. And perhaps most remarkable of all is their attitude toward rest. While much of the world glorifies business, the Japanese embrace quiet moments. Tea ceremonies, baths, meditation, all designed to calm the mind and reset the body. This balance of effort and ease keeps their nervous system in harmony. It's what gives them that unmistakable sense of serenity, that agilist glow you can't buy in a bottle. You see, it's not one thing that keeps them young. It's the combination of many small, conscious choices. They eat lightly, move daily, rest deeply, and love consistently. Every part of their lifestyle reinforces the other. The result, a body that functions efficiently, a mind that stays clear, and a heart that remains open. That's what BlueZones research confirms, and it's what Japanese culture has quietly practiced for generations. Youth, health, and longevity don't come from trying to fight nature. They come from living in rhythm with it, and that's something every one of us can learn to do, no matter where we live or how old we are. And here's the key: the body mirrors the mind. When the mind is calm, the body functions better. Stress hormones drop, blood pressure stabilizes, digestion improves. The Japanese have mastered this connection through a culture built on mindfulness, being fully present in every bite, every breath, every step. You see it in their tea ceremonies, In the quiet concentration of a craftsman shaping wood, or in the peaceful silence of someone tending a bonsai tree, these moments aren't just traditions, they're health practices in disguise. Today's fast-paced world, stress is silently aging millions of people. It accelerates cellular breakdown, weakens immunity, and drains energy. Most of us live in constant tension. Our shoulders tight, our minds racing, our hearts restless. But the Japanese have found ways to interrupt that cycle. They've built rituals into their daily life that bring the mind back to stillness. Whether it's a moment of gratitude before eating, a deep breath after work, or a slow evening walk under cherry blossoms, these small acts signal the body to relax, recover, and renew. It's not about meditation in the traditional sense, it's about mindful living. The Japanese don't need to schedule mindfulness, it's already part of their rhythm. Even how they eat reflects this awareness. Meals are enjoyed slowly, with appreciation for color, texture, and aroma. Eating becomes a sacred act, not a rushed necessity, and science supports this. Eating slowly improves digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and helps the body absorb nutrients more efficiently, all of which contribute to vitality and youthful energy. Their homes, too, are designed with calmness in mind. Simplicity, space, and nature are part of the architecture. A Japanese room isn't cluttered with excess, it breathes. There's an intentional quietness to the space, and that environment mirrors what the body needs: clarity, flow, and peace. Studies show that living in uncluttered, natural spaces reduces anxiety, improves focus, and even lowers heart rate. Even the practice of Shanren-yoku, forest bathing, embodies this philosophy. It's not about exercise or goal setting. It's simply walking slowly in nature, breathing deeply, and allowing the senses to reconnect with the earth. This simple ritual reduces stress hormones, strengthens immunity, and improves sleep. In fact, doctors in Japan often prescribe time in nature as part of holistic treatment, something Western medicine is only beginning to understand. The truth is, youth doesn't come from resisting time, it comes from releasing tension. The Japanese secret lies in this balance: mindful moments that keep the nervous system calm, the heart centered, and the body energized. When the mind rests, the body heals. When gratitude replaces hurry, health replaces fatigue. So if you want to stay young, learn from their example. Make calm a daily habit. Breathe slower. Move with awareness. Eat with appreciation. Simplicity replace noise. Because when your mind finds peace, your body naturally follows. And that harmony, that gentle state of inner balance, is what the Japanese have been perfecting for centuries. It's not just a habit, it's a way of living young from the inside out. You don't need to move to Japan to adopt this secret. Start right where you are. Begin with one small, intentional shift each day. Walk every morning without your phone. Eat until you're satisfied, not stuffed. Breathe deeply before each meal. Take 5 minutes each evening to express gratitude for one simple thing. These may sound like small things, but that's the secret. The body doesn't respond to intensity, it responds to consistency. The same way the Japanese have been doing quietly for centuries. You don't need a special diet plan or an expensive gym membership. You just need rhythm, your own personal flow. When you bring mindfulness to movement, awareness to eating, and gratitude to living, your body starts to realign, your sleep improves, your digestion stabilizes, your energy returns. Aging slows down because you're no longer draining yourself with stress and excess. You're living in harmony with how the body was designed to thrive. Even your surroundings can play a part. Open your windows each morning and let fresh air in. Step outside and feel the ground beneath your feet. Drink a cup of tea slowly without distraction. These are small rituals, but they anchor your day in presence. The Japanese have always known that youth isn't about how you look, it's about how deeply you connect with life. Every act, when done with intention, becomes a source of renewal. And remember, aging is not the enemy. Disconnection is. When we lose connection to our bodies, to nature, to purpose, we start aging from the inside out. But when we reconnect, when we live in rhythm with our breath and our surroundings, we begin to regenerate from within. The lines on the face may still appear, but they're softened by peace, not hardened by stress. That's the real power of the Japanese habit. It restores balance. It teaches you to be kind to your body, to move gently, to eat consciously, and to live gratefully. It's not a program. It's not a quick fix. It's a philosophy, a way of living that whispers instead of shouts. And yet, its effects are profound. So maybe the secret to staying young isn't found in time reversal. It's found in time awareness. The ability to be fully alive in this moment, to appreciate it, to live it. Because when you live this way, calmly, gratefully, rhythmically, you don't just add years to your life, you add life to your years. That's the message Japan has been offering the world all along. The secret Japanese habit isn't about living forever. It's about living well, to wake each morning with purpose, to move with ease, to smile with sincerity, and to rest with peace. Because in the end, youth isn't measured by age, it's measured by presence. And that's something each of us can choose starting today.